Yep. You already know what it is. You already know what to do.
Got the guiding light going on, huh?
Sheesh, not the guiding light.
Shit. Nighttime, boy.
God, not for all my children.
Not
What's them shows that used to be on them
I watched
daytime
them
shows?
all. I can name all them shits in a row. My grandma watched them
Shit,
all.
we're gonna put you to the test in about a couple of minutes. So get ready to name all them shows in a row. Let's start the podcast, man. Let's start the show. Yep. We live and we lit. One time for the fan. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. Got the homies with me once again. Chase, Bodie 3000. What's good, man? How y'all boys doing?
Chilling, bro. Nothing but watching a bunch of football today. That's about it.
Bro.
There you go. Bodie?
I ain't watched a down of football today. Not one.
God, that boy's been in them swamps. You're already in New Orleans. I saw you on the boat earlier.
Oh yeah. Let me take down this green wall behind me. Yeah, I'm yeah. Shit. I've been a hermit crab today. I ain't been doing shit.
Gosh. Well,
but
good to have
you
on
on
the
I've
podcast.
been with the family, I'll say that.
Okay. It's always good to have some family time.
Good.
Chase? No, you can't disagree with that.
No doubt.
One time for the fan. You know, we're talking Falcons football. Always, every Wednesday, every Sunday. Hey, Sean's up in here. He said, "What's up, guys? Can I kick it?" What's it? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Boy,
said, get some.
I need his playlist. He coming here.
What's your playlist, man? What are you bumping every day?
I know, Deshaun, you got that fire old school playlist, bro.
Gotta be some.
Every week, every show,
you know,
actually.
Southern style players.
Shout out to Deshaun.
DJ Goldfinger, DJ Goldfinger, DJ Goldfinger.
DJ left nut.
Gosh. Gotta be some old Atlanta. You already know what it is, man, when it comes to them diehard Atlanta Falcons fans. Lyric's mom's up in here. She said Brady finna take it out on his blow-up dog.
For real.
Yeah, as you can see, a lot of things happening in the NFC South today. We'll talk about that. Blow up dolls is one thing I did not expect to talk about.
I saw him getting choked like he liked that shit. He liked
going over my notes. Chase, Bodie, if you see in the chat, didn't have blow up dolls.
Shit.
Being a part of this, but yeah. Hey. Pure Soul Brady's finna take it out on his blow up dog because we already know
go crazy
his old lady's not there.
He got a little money. He might have a robot. I had that little.
Yeah.
It ain't even blow up. It's probably a little. Y'all seen that shit?
Brady goes I wasn't looking. Beats up the robot.
It just appeared on my shit. I promise I wasn't looking. Don't think nothing of me.
Robot's in the fucking closet hiding.
I heard that there was a whole mannequin.
How was your day today, Mr. Brady? 35.
Let me massage your wrist.
35 to 7.
He's like, hey, come in, baby. I had a long day. He moved a hand and shit. I had a long day.
Did that work? Some players get mad about their Madden rating going off. This man got his ass whooped today.
Yeah, he got smacked. Fuck Tom Brady.
It's good.
A lot going on when it comes to the NFC South. We're going to talk about it tonight. A lot going on with the NFC South. We are going to talk about it. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 250. First time in here, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Let's run the comments up. Y'all always do it every week, every Wednesday, every Sunday. Y'all run the comments up. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about it. It's hate week on the mother. Ain't hey. I hate them.
Them mates.
You need a hashtag hate in the chat. Let's get it.
Terrell Johnson, what's good, man?
What's good, Terrell? Welcome back, bro.
We got, man. Got my Falcon and FIFA soccer buddy right here, Lorenzo, man. Say yo.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Yes,
Hope everyone is well. Let's go Falcons. Let's go Ritter. Rise up. We're gonna talk about that tonight. Somebody wanted to smoke on the last podcast. Somebody got the smoke now. Ritter's your guy. Ritter's your guy. We're gonna talk about it tonight on One Time for the Fan. You know we love talking Falcons football.
Rise
right
up,
here on One Time for the Fan.
Scott.
Thomas Scott from the Rise Up Tour is in the building. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Party's going crazy in New Orleans next week. Thomas, Chase, Bodie.
Man,
once again,
it's
Falcons
here.
meet and greet party is going.
I can't wait. Boy,
I remember talking about this shit before the season. It's here.
This shit about
Ravage, I know you're going to be in New Orleans next weekend. What's going on with you, sir? How's everything?
Good,
Rise up to you. Hit that share button, hit that like button. You already know we're talking Falcons football. Falcon fans, tag your Falcon friends right now, man. If y'all going to New Orleans, tag your Falcons friends. If you know somebody going to the game next week, tag
them
them.
in the chat.
We're going to talk Falcons. Get them in the chat. We're going to talk Falcons Saints tonight. Hell, if you want to tag them up, Saints fan, tag them too. Get them in the chat. We're going to talk Falcons and Saints tonight. Deshaun's up in here. Matter of fact, now I just changed my mind. Don't tag them. Don't get him in the chat.
Yeah, man.
Seconds changed my mind. DSGB Hall is in the building. He said one time live from the middle of the Pacific. You already know my boy's holding it down.
For
everything that you do, sir, you're in the middle of the Pacific. I believe he's in it's where you at right now, DSGB Hall? I don't want to give you the wrong location, but you out there. I will say I saw when you posted the ship the other day.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man.
Stay safe, brother. Stay safe. And please continue support One Time for the Family. Yeah, but definitely stay safe, DSQB. Ritter finna ball out. Argentina versus France. Let's go. My Brazilians got knocked out, but you always got to keep that second team just in case, man. I'm a big fan of Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? So anything Mbappe pretty much does from PSG to his team for France, his country, I support that too as well. So Brazil's out. France is there, so France is going to go ahead and win this thing now. So if anybody's been watching the World Cup, watch France. Watch France. That's all I got to say. Okay, he said on the water, can't say where. I respect that.
Yeah, definitely can't say where. I know why. Yep.
Bodie too as well. Okay, I respect that too as well. You already know the champ will be there. The champ Ravage is going down to New Orleans. We deep down there in New Orleans. Hate week begins right now. Them dirty mother ain'ts.
Hate.
Y'all hear the news about the ain'ts recently? Hear any news? Otherwise, in this
how you fake an injury and still lose a game?
Dumbasses.
New NFC South standings. Falcons will be heading down to New Orleans in third place. Saints will be playing at home versus the Falcons next week in last place.
Third? It's officially third. I thought it was like a tie just because we split games.
Yeah, the way they have it has it with the Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, and the Saints. Because a lot of things happen in the NFC South today that we're going to get to. But first, let's get to them dirty.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've been talking shit about the Panthers all year.
We're going to talk about why the Panthers even now have a chance. How some of these teams have a chance outside of the Falcons because you didn't handle business earlier in the season. We're going to talk about that tonight on One Time for the Fan. But yes, 550,000 tax them boys in fines for allegedly fake Cam Jordan injury on Monday Night Football. Bodie, Chase, Falcon fans in the chat, is anybody aware of what is going on in New Orleans? They were just taxed from the NFL for pretty much another scandal that they're obviously aware of because it happened.
Scandals.
Yeah, this is
we know what happened with the Saints in the past with the Archbishop. Still haven't heard the final story on that. So, shout out to all you fans that know the story on that. Well, I want to get some information about that. Maybe we can bring it to light because some NFL seems to be sweeping that under the rug. What's going on in New Orleans behind the scenes with that little Archbishop stuff years ago. Then they had the situation with the bounty years ago. Right?
Yep.
They brought a rule change to the Senate floor after the Rams game. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Piece of trash, Saints. I tell you, I don't.
The
city is cool. I don't like the organization. I don't like the team.
It's a dirty, dirty team, dirty fan base.
Chase, Bodie, what is y'all take on the NFL giving a pretty serious fine to the Saints about faking the injury? What do you guys know about it? What do you guys think about it?
I think about it as far as as in a game situation. It's a big deal when it comes to a game. You stop momentum, you stop the clock, you stop a lot of stuff when you do some situation like that. It not only is it not right, but it's taking away the fun to the game. Like you play this game because you love the game, right? But it ain't really the love for a game when you got to scandalize ways to win and do just stuff that isn't right. As far as the NFL final more, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, man, fuck the team as a whole and fuck that fan base.
We'll be down there for the game next week. We'll be down there later on this week. I'll be there Thursday. Chase of them getting in, I think Friday.
Chase, them fans gonna watch this show. They're gonna pull up on you and say, fuck the fan base. Hold on, Wardy. What you say, Wardy?
We'll put the Crawford down real quick, little boy. So, Bodie, we got out of your Falcon mind in here. Another Falcons podcast, man. That's doing a great job out here uplifting the fan base.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard of Out of Your Falcon Mind, please check them out too as well. We'd love to get them on the show.
Absolutely.
We do have some special guests coming up this week as well on the show, but we would love to get Out of Your Falcon Mind on the podcast soon. Definitely when the season is over. We have a lot going on at one time for the fan, and anybody who's uplifting the fan base out here, we want to make sure you guys can get us on the show. We can get you guys on the show however it works, but we have to work together out here. We all we got. That's what they say out there in the streets. But they said, evening, fellas. Ready for a Saints Hate Week? Make sure y'all hit that like button for the guys. Appreciate it, brother.
Got you.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Bodie?
Hey.
Per source. There's a source. Somebody knows something. Per a source with knowledge of the situation, Jordan was fined $50,000. His position coach, Ryan Nielsen, was also fined $50,000. Dennis Allen, sorry ass, was fined $100,000. And the Saints were fined $350,000. The incident happened after a 3rd and 17 play by the Buccaneers midway through the fourth quarter. As quarterback Tom Brady lined up as the offense for 4th and 10, Jordan looked to the sideline, took a knee, and pointed to his lower left leg. The sources at the camera angles revealed Jordan receiving direction from the sideline to go down.
Scandalous.
Blow whistles, not games, on the back of Jordan's jersey. The obvious goal was the NFL concluded was to take steam out of the Tampa Bay effort to morph into hurry-up mode and convert the 4th down play. After the injury stoppage, the Buccaneers punted. So even with that, the Saints lose the game, and you get fined $550,000, and you're also known as another team full of scandals and pieces of shit. So we see now, Chase and Bodie, from hearing from the situation with Cam Jordan and what's going on, still same old dirty Aints. Down there in New Orleans. Same old damn Aints. So it doesn't make a difference who's coaching. Doesn't make a difference who's out there playing. They will find a way to do whatever they can. As you can see.
Think of scandals, you think of Aints. They just hand in hand. Like, the Saints, that ought to be a damn shame. Like, come on, man. Really? You got to do all that to try to win?
You caught red-handed. Bodie, you caught red-handed on camera. As you can see, the camera angles revealed that the coach told Cam Jordan to go down. The camera angles revealed. You got somebody over there like, Hey! What the? What's going on over here? Hey, you saw that? The other guy, he texting. Nah, I didn't see what happened. What's going on? You didn't see the coach just. Nah, man, don't worry about it. Go back to your job. No. This is the breaking point. Tell you, Falcon fans, got to be prepared for next week. I don't give a damn if it's 4th and 13. They might fake punt it on their 25. They might fake punt it.
Never know.
Seems so. Dirty team.
Yeah, Taysom Hill gets in the damn game. He's running the football.
Bodie, same old dirty Aints, doing the same old dirty things. Are you surprised about what you're a veteran at that, Cam Jordan? A veteran in the game.
Man, fuck Cam Jordan. I ain't calling him no veteran. You know what? He done disrespected us too much.
Yeah.
F Cam Jordan. Man, no, I don't feel bad. Should have found him more, like Chase said. Fuck that shit. This is terrible. Like, why? Y'all gotta slow him down, do that shit. Call a timeout. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do. But don't do that shit right there. That's terrible. So yeah, they did right. I mean, that's just god awful. So I know one thing. They better not pull that junk against us. You better not.
We're gonna be up by too much for them to pull that. You can do that all you want. You can do it in the second quarter. We're gonna be up by at least 30 by that point.
Thank you.
Okay.
So it is what it is. Big Low Country Sports is in the building. If you guys don't know, Big Low Country Sports is on the show Wednesday. He's gonna come in here. He's gonna talk Falcons football with us. You know, we had Big Low Country on the show earlier this year. Falcons fans had a great time on the show, and of course, some fans said, "Hey, we got to get Big Low back on the show." So guess what? We got Big Low Country Sports back on the show Wednesday night. So make sure y'all tune in.
That's gonna be a show.
8:00 Wednesday night. One time for the fan. Big Low Country Sports. It's gonna be a great show. We're gonna have him on just for a few minutes. We're supposed to have another special guest on that night too as well. So hopefully we can do this quick. And last time it was supposed to be a 20-minute conversation with Big Low. I think we almost went for 45 minutes to an hour.
Exactly. We're gonna be talking about a lot.
It's tough.
You said a few minutes. It's gonna be talking
diehards.
We got so much to talk about,
man.
So
Kyle Andrews.
We'll just play the cards as we made. We'll see how that goes.
We did the Arnold Ebiketie rookie report, and it was supposed to be. I told Kyle Andrews 15 to 30 minutes. He said, "All right, cool." 2 hours later into the conversation, Kyle's texting like, "You guys still want to continue to have a lot to talk about?" Like, man, we're done. I think we're done here. We'll get you back on the show later this year. But that's what happens when you're talking to diehard fans who know football and who love football. And you know, it's great to talk to other content creators. As you can see, the comment before that, Out of Your Falcon Mind, has just said, we got to collab. Looking forward to it. This is another group of content creators out here for the Falcons who's trying to, bring positivity to the fan base and share their opinions and share their light of what they feel is going on. But everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own views. I know some people's in the chat the other day talking about Falcoholic and what he says, what this person says. Everybody's going to have – it's going to be a 50-50 on each side. Every fan base has it. You got to admit it. I talked to my friend who's a Jets fan. He's all for Zach Wilson. So Zach Wilson got benched. Now he's on the side of F Zach Wilson. This Mike White guy is the new guy. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever it is. But today they lost, and now he's like, what the F? Like, what's going on?
They lost, and Mike White got fucked up. So there's another thing. You
can see every fan base has it. There's fans from the Cowboys who's mentioning, please don't let go of Cooper Rush. But guess what? Cooper Rush is a free agent next season. And you've seen what the stats he's put up already. Being a backup in Dallas, he's going to probably serve another team well over there wherever he goes, because he's been a pretty decent quarterback. And that's another thing we have to talk about here in Atlanta, because we're going to talk about the Mariota situation shortly. We'll talk about that dead cap with Mariota too as well at the end of the year, and that bonus. So the Falcons have to make a decision coming up very soon. We're going to talk about it very shortly here on One Time for the Fan. Lyrics Mom says Cam Jordan talks like he's sing soprano. Sheesh. Lyrics Mom always stay with the jokes. I just need Lyrics Mom to post that she's going to throw her draws at One Time for the Fans podcast. That thing will just go crazy. At least
everybody, we get a lot of likes then.
Hey fellas, Well, us and those Aints are fighting to stay out of the basement next Sunday. It's looking like an elimination game, if you ask me.
It's definitely an elimination game.
It's looking like an elimination game. One team gets another chance at another week, and the other team has to prepare for the draft next season.
Pressure. Pressure.
What happened to Lattimore? Is his hurt? Jeez.
Hey, she is.
Eric's mom going crazy in here tonight. Put that on a t-shirt.
Put that shit on the t-shirt, bro.
Bigelow said we're gonna have a good time. You already know. We always talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday, right here on One Time for the Fans. So we know about them dirty Aints, right? But there's some other interesting news that happened this week with the Falcons. And here you go, Falcon fans. Now it's time to chime in. Now it's time to talk about what you want. A lot of y'all have been in this podcast, chatting up with us, talking with us about everything the Falcons have been doing this season. We talked about Mariota from week to week to week to week to week. In the past couple weeks, the subject of Mariota getting benched and Ritter getting played, the awareness was raised a lot more in the past couple weeks. From Big Low Country Sports to even sending me a petition to get Mariota benched.
Not a petition.
And I must say, some very crafty moves some of the fans were doing to have Ritter out there. I remember there was some fake reports that people were putting out of things that Ritter said, which I never thought Ritter would say. I never thought an NFL quarterback would bash his QB1. No. But of course, fake reports, and some people commented and said it on Twitter and Facebook, like, stop with the false reports, let the NFL report the real. We heard about it after the podcast Wednesday night. Desmond Ritter will be the starting quarterback going forward in New Orleans with the next 4 games.
I'm excited,
we go back. I know you're excited. We're going to get to Chase. We're going to get to Bodie right here shortly. We're going to get to the chat. I know Falcon fans are excited. We go back to the first week in the NFL. We go back to the offseason when Falcon fans were in this chat saying it's a bridge quarterback move. We know what it is. If he does well, the Falcons will keep him. If he doesn't, he'll be benched. Then you had other fans in here saying, well, he'll get injured. He's injury prone. He'll be out by week 5, week 6. For me, I kind of look at it as maybe the Falcons went into this season and said, hey, look, if you don't get injured and you have us in a position to maybe be somewhat in the playoffs, we'll give you to the bye week, which is about what, 12 weeks?
Yeah.
We'll give you to the bye week. If you don't show that you can get the job done by the bye week, we're going to bring in the rookie. Or if we're out of playoff contention by like week 9, let's just say we were 2 wins in, Ritter probably would have been in earlier this year.
No doubt.
But if you're in playoff contention, you're still fighting, you're going to go with what is somewhat working. The percentage of how much it was working just kept dropping.
Right.
It was going from 100% to 94 to 92 to 87 to 85 to 83 to 87 to 86 to 88 to 81 to 73 to 64 to 55 to like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah. I will say if Mariota would have won that game versus the Steelers, he probably would be the starting quarterback going down to New Orleans.
No doubt.
I will say that. But after the interception, the noise in the hallway down there, but when Mariota and Ritter were going into the locker room, the fan base chanting for Ritter at the end of that game. This wasn't a move where this is your quarterback from 13, 14 years. This is a 1-year quarterback that you gave 12 games to.
Right. Yeah.
Fans are unhappy.
Yeah.
You drafted a quarterback, and this wouldn't have been the same type of chant if Mike Glennon was your backup or Blake Bortles was your backup. Right. This is a chant for a change for the future. And Chase, you mentioned it today. You're excited seeing Ritter come out there next week after watching Mr. Irrelevant beat up on the damn Bucks today.
Beat the ass.
So Falcon fans that's in the chat here, are you excited for Desmond Ritter? How excited are you for Desmond Ritter? It's been a while now. We've talked about it. I've gave you guys hope. I've tried to give you guys every positive light there is to Mariota being the quarterback every single week from a win to a loss. Chase, Bodie, agree or disagree?
Yeah, no doubt.
I agree.
We were very good from the start.
It is at the point now. There's nothing else to talk about otherwise than Mariota is that he's now benched, and Ridder is your guy going forward. All I have to say before I flip it over to Chase and Bodie on how excited they are and their thoughts on the Mariota Ridder situation is: don't let these 4 games decide Ridder's fate here in Atlanta.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say right now. We're going to kick it to Chase and Bodie about how they feel. Then we'll get to the chat. But do not let these 4 games determine the fate of Desmond Ridder's quarterback status in Atlanta. If he's playing the 4 games right now to end the season, chances are he should be your starting quarterback next year, week 1, regardless of how good or how bad he does. Right now, you drafted him for a reason. 3rd-round picks, they play for a reason. But we're going to get to next year's roster coming up shortly too. I can't wait to talk about all this shit going on with the Falcons. But Chase, Bodie, just your thoughts, Bodie. How your Mariota Ridder? Come on, man. You know where I'm going with this.
Well, it's like this. They said going forward, so I expect that to be the rest of this year and into next year. They're preparing for Ridder to be the starting quarterback for your Atlanta Falcons. Okay, so he's here to stay. They're gonna give him ample time to get right. He obviously got, he's more, he got the arm talent. He got more arm talent. Let's call a spade. Mariota, like, he's a bridge quarterback. He did his job. We knew what he was. I keep saying it on this dang show. Keep saying it. We knew what we got. He wasn't gonna come in here just slanging his shit everywhere, throwing for 300 yards and rushing for 200. Like, we know what he was, and he's been the same person for like 8 years. Okay, so we got what we got out of him. He won us some games. He regressed, and now it's time to see what the Rook got. So we're gonna bring it in. I'm excited. I want to see what he got. You know what I'm saying? He got some tools. We believed in him to draft him, and we're gonna see what he got. And that's just calling a spade a spade. That's just straight cut and dry right there. So there you go.
Chase, we ended the show Wednesday saying we will find out any news about who the starting quarterback would be going into New Orleans probably within a couple of days.
No.
Within the 24 hours, within the next morning, we found out from the NFL, Ridder's your guy going forward. Mm-hmm. The media hype, everything turned toward the Atlanta Falcons with Desmond Ridder. Why? Because Desmond Ridder was a really good quarterback in college. He had a really solid career in college. He's not no bum quarterback that's just out here just trying to make a paycheck. Desmond Ridder, his first couple words when he was signed by the Atlanta Falcons was, "They're going to get the Super Bowl out of me." Mm. I must say, for any Falcon player that was drafted from the Falcons, I ain't never heard no Falcon player say that. I remember some words now. I'm talking about the first day of being drafted. Ridder said it. They're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. And I was like, wait a minute. That's my quarterback. My quarterback said that? What week they going to play him? Because remember the talk, Chase, as we go to you now, remember the talk during the offseason was, when is Ridder going to play?
Yeah.
What's the move going to be? Falcon fans, there was 50-50 on both sides of the fence. Mariota's going to get benched week 5. He's going to go down week 3. Let Mariota play until he shows that he can't execute no more. Oh, Mariota's going to take us to the playoffs. There's a lot of fans on both sides of the fence, but now you see Mariota made it to the bye week. He's benched. Here comes Desmond Ridder. Your thoughts, Chase, on just all this activity that's been going on since the offseason up to this point right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was all from the beginning. I think it was a plan to have Ridder as your franchise quarterback. I don't ever think there was a doubt of that. I think Mariota was your veteran to bring in to get the season started, to let Ridder sit behind, learn the playbook, know the playbook, because we've already heard Ridder's a very smart guy, can read coverages very well. So you just think about a rookie that is a diamond sitting on the bench that knows the playbook like the back of his hand. When he gets in there, he could flourish. I mean, you're talking about a guy that in college was known for winning. This is a winning quarterback. His demeanor is not to lose. So, I mean, he's from what I read earlier, I just went back and checked some of the combine scouts reports on him. They said his weakest element of his game. Let me read it because the way it sounds bad, but it's actually pretty neat. But it says, from what I got, it says Ritter has the arm strength to be able to drive in intermediate throws, is able to throw off platform when needed. His unofficial 40-yard dash is a 4.49, the fastest of any player at that position. Says Ritter's competitive motor also runs super hot, and he will fight for difficult yardage to keep the sticks moving. Accuracy isn't a problem for Ritter. It's just his weakest part of his game. So, I mean, just hearing that from an NFL scout himself, I mean, I don't know the name of the scout, but it just shows that there's something there in Ritter that that NFL team saw. Not only Smith and Terry saw, but other teams saw as well. So I'm more than excited to see Ritter come out there and maybe beat up on this division and to have that under his belt to say he's already had a divisional win as a rookie. Be very, very,
so,
very
Chase, you are correct. And Falcon fans, look at this now. What changes with the offense? If you'll ask me, pretty much nothing. You keep the same offense, but you get to add some more plays to the offense because of as Chase said, from the scout, the quarterback strength of his pretty much his arm.
Yeah,
how good he can pass, how accurate he is.
Another one I read said he loves to move the chains. He's a chain to chain guy. So that comes back to, as we was talking about later in the past, Brady and his checkdowns. You know, all these great quarterbacks that know how to read their checkdowns. That's what makes you a great quarterback in the NFL, and Ritter can be that guy.
Which goes to some of the plays that you might bring back to run again. Remember the Pitts play in Carolina when Mariota, maybe you run that play on the Saints Sunday and Mariota and Ritter on the money.
So you look. There is a video.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there's a video circulating on interwebs right now, breaking down Ritter's preseason play and some of the good stuff that he did. I advise you guys to check it out. I mean, we got a link. We probably can you drop the link? Are you able to drop the link in the chat? Is that a thing?
So, because apparently with Facebook now, I'm sorry, Meta. Sorry, Zuck. Didn't mean to disrespect you there. But apparently with Meta, because I'm streaming from both platforms, which I'm going to try to change up in 2023, they send me a strike now if I pull from YouTube on Meta. YouTube don't give a shit. Yeah, Meta is like, hold on there, buddy.
No problem. Well, people can look it up. People can look it up. It's a breakdown. It was a great breakdown. It showed a lot of good throws he made, his footwork, how it's got better, how he's really putting the ball on the money. He's really, he's anticipating, throwing it with zip. He's throwing it into tight coverage with confidence. Yeah. How many, a lot of quarterbacks don't have confidence.
That's a rookie.
How many quarterbacks you got confidence like that to come and tell you you're going to get a Super Bowl out of me, to come and tell you they're going to throw these zip passes like this, come tell you that it's going to put everything, just be on the money with things like you don't get that. I'm here to tell you. I'm not bashing him, but Mariota don't play with confidence, and y'all can see it. Okay, he his first read ain't there. He taking off. Okay, he don't take the deep shots a lot unless it's fucking wide open. All right, I'm here to tell you the truth.
What you're talking about, I just posted that link in the chat for everybody.
Yeah. All good.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna tell you Falcon fans what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. I mean, Mariota didn't play with a lot of confidence. I don't think he had it. He played very safe. He played very, strategic. He just really, he didn't. He didn't want to
make tight at times. Like even with his throws, like some of his movements, his reads, like he had so much time.
He didn't.
You would expect somebody with that much time to execute every single play. And I must say, some of the runs were impressive. I said, "Oh shit." Wow, that's pretty cool. But then you're looking at it's cool. But Ritter has that same speed, the same intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, from a quarterback standpoint, of what I'm hearing about Ritter, maybe he's a little bit more.
I'd say at least the same, but probably more
than Mariota. Accuracy, arm strength, we're gonna see it coming Sunday. But Falcon fans, don't judge this first game.
Yeah,
no,
on Ritter's whole career as a Falcon fan. Like, oh my God, remember the game against the Saints when we'll see what he does. But go ahead, Bo.
Yeah. Like I was saying, So I mean, it's the sky's the limit. Okay. He's gonna be able to go out there. He's gonna be able to actually make these mistakes, learn from them. That's what it's about. See what works best for you and execute. Okay. So I mean, all of these next 4 games are gonna be a learning experience for him. I don't expect him to knock my socks off, but it'll be a pleasant surprise if he does, and I will welcome it, of course. So, I don't think he can do no worse than what we've been seeing for 12 games. So
you had a quarterback today who I think went, if I'm not mistaken, we'll go over it shortly. He went 8 for 18 for 88 yards and won the game.
Shit, who was that?
What the fuck was that?
Huntley from the Ravens.
Oh.
I think he was 8 for 18 for 88 yards and won the game. So Ritter, if you can be, I don't know,
a lot of
13 for 103 and go beat the Saints, I don't care, But hey, guess what? Execute, but go out there and win the game. The Saints now have to look at it as, okay, are they going to run the same playbook?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but they're going to open up the playbook because they have a kid who can throw.
Yeah.
And these are NFL players, Chase, Bodie. These are NFL players. They ain't slow like that. How y'all be talking all that. Some of these players, they've been through a lot when it comes to reading NFL defenses, and they know the scouting report on this kid coming from college. The kid has an arm. He can throw. He's very intelligent. He was drafted in the NFL for a reason. You're going to see that on Sunday, Saints. Now you have to play more, maybe some 4 or 5 wide receiver sets. Maybe get more Frank Darby involved. Maybe you see Bernie activated this week. His good friend from preseason.
He likes to throw to Pruitt. He loves to throw to Pruitt.
I'm just saying, the way I'm looking at it right now, as a Falcon fan, get in my shoes, Falcon fans. You just went through 14-something years with Matt. You had the Julio, all these star players, these big names. It's gone. Matt Ryan, gone. Brought in a bridge quarterback that fans wasn't in agreement with. He's benched. You drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round who had a solid college career. He's now getting the start. If you are not excited as a Falcon fan, I would love if they would have did it at home so that more home fans could be involved. But this is something that's big. Chase, Bodie, for us going down to New Orleans next week, like, holy shit, we have a rookie quarterback starting in week 14, week 13.
I'm just sitting here saying that after that performance Mariota put on, and after the heat he was already getting to start Ritter, he couldn't not start him, especially after the last pass he made, that damn unacceptable interception that Mariota threw. Good God. Yeah, he had
one of the comments I read, I think it was on his social media, said, looks like a bit of Matt Ryan there on that last throw, Mariota.
Shit.
One time for the fan, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. You know we're talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday. We're almost at 250 subscribers, so if it's your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Get us to 250. All we trying to do is hit 250. We've been here for a while now, since draft night. We do a good job of bringing positive content, uplifting the fan base, and we chat it up with the fans, and that's what fans like. And plus, we go to games, home and away. We ain't no couch sitters. You know what I'm saying? We don't live, in Alaska where we can, you know what I mean? Something like that. We out here in the city for real. Elisa Shepard. Oh, shout out to everybody in Alaska. I ain't mean to diss y'all, nothing like that. I'm just saying, I expected the change to come after we had been eliminated from the playoffs. So I'm a little surprised the change came now. But here we are. Falcon fans, we're talking about, are you excited for the change? Are you excited for Desmond Ritter now starting at quarterback? There's a lot of pissed off Falcon fans who just purchased their Mariota jersey like 4 days ago. And now they have to go back like, hey, can I exchange it? No.
They got their return policy.
They keep it.
You seen the commercial?
You get them. You'll see. The store's closed. See y'all back in January.
They be like, gotcha. Gotcha.
Mariota jerseys off the racks. Hey, fellas, what do y'all think about the move at quarterback? Is it warranted or not? Go Falcons. Desmond Ritter, The time is now. All I'm going to say is it's Ritter time. It's not Hammer time. It's Ritter time. For some reason, it's just fitting to say it. It's Ritter time. I don't know what's going on with it. It's Ritter time. Matter of fact, hashtag it's Ritter time in the chat.
The Commanders game, Lisa. That's another tough one.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I had his ass on the string after that damn Panthers.
After the Panthers
game. I had boy. When you throw a pass off your half ass cheek, I'm on your ass.
Well, it goes to the part where Falcon fans were saying go back to the beginning of the season here on the podcast. You had fans saying he won't make it to week 5. You had fans saying he won't make it to week 8. When's the bye? Week 13. He'll be benched by week 9. So fans were taking bets on if Mariota can finish the season. All we kept saying here on the podcast is, look at some of the losses. He's put us in a position, even during the losses, to try to get a win.
Yeah.
We had some of the wins locked away, and we lost the game. Not saying it fell on him, but the performance from Falcon fans was just getting to be too much. And Falcon fans don't think social media was just a big part of it. I know it probably was. But coaches look at the performance just like us too as well. They saw, I just mentioned it, it was going downhill. And you can let him go to 4 more games at the end of the season, or you can say, look, coaching on no hot seat, GMing on no hot seat. We got the rookie. It's going into the bye. Has he not learned enough now?
Could you imagine what we can put around Ritter next season?
Think about it.
Going to next season, Chase, I have so much to go over. We're going to get to that once we find out the Falcons are eliminated from the playoffs talk, because we're going to spend a lot of time here on One Time for the Fan going over next season's roster. And one thing we do have to talk about here on One Time for the Fan about Mariota goes to something that Falcon fans probably do know about, some fans don't know about, but it comes to the bonus for Mariota next year. Mariota is due $12 million in 2023, including a $3 million roster bonus due on the 5th day of the league in March. So a decision looms on his future as the Falcons move on to Desmond Ridder. Falcon fans,
I don't necessarily say.
Probably go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I'm not saying I couldn't see Mariota maybe sitting with the Falcons another season, just so you're not in dead cap space, or in dead money. But I feel like Mariota could be a damn good backup if Ridder could come in and do how he's supposed to do these last 4 games, and like you said, start next season. I could see Mariota riding the bench for a year. Unless a team comes after Mariota and wants to grab Mariota. But I feel like I could see Mariota taking a backup role.
The crazy thing about the backup role, Bodie, and Falcon fans in the chat, is like, how is Mariota's personal feelings towards this?
Right.
I know people going to say, we don't care. But do you want to sit another year behind a guy who just took your job and who's probably going to outperform you? Get fans more excited, get fans more involved. But then again, if you already knew that going into this,
that's what I'm saying.
Then you're going to be fine with it. You're going to Matt Schwab this situation and you're going to ride it out. But if you want to be a starting quarterback somewhere else in the league, or a backup with a new face, with a new team,
somewhere else,
then it's 50-50 now. But now you've shown me going to this point, Ritter's our guy who can get us over the next 4 games to get us to the playoffs. It's not about Mariota no more, unless something happens to Ridder. We hope he doesn't get injured.
It's like
we hope it doesn't happen.
It's like this.
People will talk. People know how NFL goes, but it looks like Ridder is our guy going forward. I'm perfectly fine with it, Bodie.
It's like this. Mariota seems like a real selfless guy. Okay, he's been benched by this same coach. The same coach gave him a chance
twice. He's been benched by the same coach twice.
Listen, yeah, that's the thing. Teams. But he was benched by this coach first. He went to be a backup. I don't think he thought he would get this opportunity to start again. But he did.
Not this long either. I don't think he thought he was going to be that long.
Not after all this time. The coach knows him. I mean, and that's the thing. I think he's pretty selfless. I don't think he's not the type of guy to cup up a fuss. I'm like, he don't deserve. He hasn't played to be that type of guy to cup up a fuss about being a backup. Now, honestly, if you ask me, It's probably his last chance of going to a team and starting. I don't know, maybe, but I don't think a team is scraping like running to the bit to try to get him to be their starter. And plus, when we traded Matt Ryan, it was a little later. He was a free agent. I didn't even know he was a fucking free agent. We picked him up. Next thing you know, he's the starter. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and it was late.
A couple of hours after they traded, Matt was like hearing Mariota.
It was late in free agency. He was just chilling. He was chilling. I think somebody was gonna pick him up, but I don't think nobody was. He just got the cards fell his way to start here. Coach knew him. He knew the coach system. Hey, just lead us to be our bridge because he literally was going to be the bridge. Okay, that's what it was. So,
and now
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I think he'll take it. He'll take it on the chin. He know he ain't played good. All right. He know folks ain't running after. Come on now. So he'll be fine.
And now, Falcon fans, when we get to our off-season talk, remember I used to turn around and point to the board a couple episodes ago about your quarterback and if Mariota gets you to the playoffs, if Mariota gets you over the hump, then you'll keep him and you don't need to worry about quarterback next year. Now you're looking at it like Ritter might be the only name up there on that QB room board. So what do you do next year? Do you go out and get a veteran to back up Desmond Ritter if he's your guy going forward? Please, Falcon fans, I know how you're looking at it with the top 15 pick right now. Oh, no. Now it's falling into our hands. CJ Stroud. We can get CJ Stroud from Ohio State. Wait till you see what the damn dogs do to his ass in the next couple of weeks. Then you're going to really get upset. And some of you Falcon fans that talked about that from week 1, 2, 3, 4. CJ Stroud. Time to sacrifice for Bryce. Go down for Stroud. Some of y'all looking really weird now, changing up, going to Caleb Williams and all this. Y'all just be picking anybody. That's why I just be sitting back watching it and just Chase Bodie. I be sitting back watching these chats like, what are y'all talking about? Just let this shit happen, man. Yeah. Just let it play out, man. They have to. The Falcons better get CJ Stroud. They better. Then CJ Stroud got lit up by Michigan. That Caleb Williams guy.
Damn right.
Some of y'all posted a picture with Williams in the Falcons jersey after the Heisman. Like, this is it.
Stop it.
This is going to come true. I know what's going to happen.
Oh, my God. Really? Stop it.
I don't want to hurt y'all feelings, man, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You have this offseason. You have way bigger needs.
If I'm a GM, if I'm a coach of the Falcons, and I just drafted Desmond Ritter, Ritter is going to play. And he's going to be my starting quarterback next year. At this point now, seeing what is going on at the end of the year, he's going to be my starting quarterback next year. And I'm probably going to bring in a veteran, decent, solid veteran who can back him up for a decent price. Give him about 2 years, and we'll see how this works. But if you're going down the road of you don't have a franchise quarterback, then it's not looking good for fans. If you're playing this, we'll bridge it for the next couple of years. Fans won't even notice. We know this already, bro. We talked about it.
Then you pulling a Colts situation.
You have to go get a franchise quarterback. The Colts are going through that situation right now. With not drafting a franchise quarterback, just picking up old quarterbacks to build around and build it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the formula is pretty decent. They got a nice old line that, they had a rough year, but in the past, you saw the Colts line in the past couple of years, Chase. You saw their draft picks that they made. But I will say, if you're going to build and not have a franchise quarterback, I don't know what formula you're using. Falcons have a franchise quarterback in the building. His name is Desmond Ritter. Let's use him.
I strongly believe that. Just go back to when Smith was scouting this guy. Smith was scouting this guy back 2 to 3 years before he was even eligible for the draft. So, I mean,
and Arthur Smith mentioned the Cincinnati Notre Dame game when he said he wanted Ritter as our quarterback. And if Arthur Blank mentioned it. So,
yeah. So, I mean, if they're seeing something that early, this kid's got talent. And I'm nothing but a guy that sits behind a desk and talks about football. These guys do it for a living. So, I'm going to go with the coaches thinks right for the team, and we're going to rep.
Falcon fans, you see, go ahead, buddy.
I would say, honestly, look, this is what's going to happen. Ritter will get all games next year. He will start all the games. That's the plan. They want to see, and they want to see if he'll progress. He might start off bad or whatever. They want to see if he'll progress. Okay, he's gonna get every single chance to be this franchise's quarterback for the next.
His roommate is Drake London.
Exactly. So, I mean,
just spotted at a store recently. Apparently, this talk is some kid found out that Ritter would be starting because he went into a sunglasses building and ordered some sunglasses. And the kid said, "Hey, man, I can't wait for you to be the next Falcons quarterback." And Ritter said, "Oh, it's coming. Just be prepared." What the fuck? I don't know. But apparently, this is hot topics right now on Twitter.
Light it up, Ritter.
He was hanging out with London again. Your quarterback, your wide receiver. But yeah, Bodie, it's a good feeling, man.
A good feeling.
4 to 5 or 6.
I'm excited.
4 to 5 to 6. Hey, now we rolling now. One time for the fan. Of course, you know we're talking Falcons football. If it's your first time here, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Look how much time we spent on Ritter.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we can get to the rest of the segments. Here goes one for you, right? If we're going to next season, Chase, Bodie, you got to look at your offensive line. And
I got a stat for that.
Bring it to the table. There's some players who's going to get paid coming up very soon. We know Chris Lindstrom is one of them.
Yeah.
You're going to keep him here as a Falcon for life.
That's the point.
For those of you fans that went to the Benz years ago to see him get drafted and then was surprised of who the person was, and now y'all sitting there.
I was there.
Kicking your damn foot against the wall, getting mad at yourself like, oh my God, was I there bashing Chris Lindstrom? I hope you wasn't.
But didn't we draft Lindstrom and McGarity in the same draft?
Same draft.
Yes.
All
so
right,
here's where the conversation goes.
And I was like,
both stay.
Your offensive line now on a year where your right tackle knew he was going into a 1-year deal, last year of his contract, and he has to get the bag. It's a make it or break it for a lot of these players. Bodie, the PFF report that came out recently graded the highest offensive lineman right now in the NFL. At number 1, you have Trent Williams. Tied with Trent Williams, you have Chris Lindstrom. So, yes, Chris Lindstrom has panned out to be one of the greatest offensive linemen right now in the NFL.
In the league.
In the league.
Guess who else is on that list?
We're going to get to that. Falcon fans, you're probably sitting there like, well, can't be Dahlman. Oh, it's Jake. We're going to get to that. Number 3 is Chris Darrison. 4 is Jason Kelsey. 5 is Creed Humphrey. 6 is Joe Battiano. 7 is Andrew Thomas. 8 is Tristan Wirfs. 10 is Lane Johnson. But number 9, Caleb McGarry.
Gotta resign the man.
Hold on.
Got you.
Agree or disagree, Falcon fans? We're going to get to the chat in a minute. I know y'all was talking about Ritter and Mariota, so we're going to read those comments. Now we're getting to the highest graded offensive linemen. What do you do with this offensive line next year? Jake Matthews, good. You're perfect. Hey, you're doing a great job. Chris Lindstrom, hey, perfect. Doing a great job. Dahlman, what do? We'll make a decision in the offseason. Yeah. We have to probably bring in a true center. That's my thoughts on that. Elijah Wilkinson, your other guard position. What are you going to do with that? We'll talk about it in the offseason. You got to make a decision there. And now the person who had a make it or break it season, who knew the checks could be coming up next year, you can get the bag, but you have to play to get the bag. Caleb McGarry sitting at number 9, highest graded offensive lineman in the league. Bodie, Chase, what do you do with Caleb McGarry? There's reports that he probably ain't taking no more, or probably ain't taking no less than 17 million. Maybe somewhere between 13 and 17. Do you go draft a right tackle who can fill that position? Do you go look at the free agency and say, hey, we can get a cheaper Caleb McGarry. We can get a better Caleb McGarry. Or do you take the chance next season and bring back Caleb McGarry? You did draft him. What do you do now? The past couple of seasons, Falcon fans were like, Caleb McGarry, what the? Caleb. This season, you're like, Top 10 offensive running.
Straight up.
Offensive line looks much better. We don't want to miss. We don't want to break up this puzzle. What do? Chase, you just mentioned it. You got to re-sign him. Talk to us.
I think you re-signed Caleb McGarry. I think you re-signed him to maybe a 2-year deal. Not nothing too deep, too long to get you stuck in anything like we did in the past, but pay him for a 2-year deal and see if he pans out. If he pans out, then maybe you give him the long stretch contract. But I think as far as your line, I think they stay the same other than Dahlman. I think you may get a veteran at center next year. Elijah comes back against the Saints and continues to produce like he did all year. I think Elijah's back. As far as McGarry, you got a guy that came in at training camp and fought for a position. He was going against Fetty, I believe it was, and battled out, kept his spot. So it shows Caleb's got talent. He's got heart, and he showed it this year. I can definitely say we ran the ball better when we run to the right side of the field.
Bodie, Chris Lindstrom, we already knew that he was going to be one of the solid offensive linemen this year in the NFL from his production he had last year.
Mm-hmm.
But to see Caleb McGarry's name now on the list, make it or break it season. Bodie, you're the GM for the day. You getting ready to close up. They're like, hey, man, got one more thing to do before you walk up out of the office.
Mm-hmm.
Got this Caleb McGarry situation, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's gone. What you going to do? Are you going to sign him next year? You're going to bring him back? Of course, other teams going to look at it and say, wow, the Falcons' run game is looking nice. Hey, who's the free agent on that old line?
One more thing I want to add to what I had to say. This is another thing. Chemistry is a real thing when it comes to O-line and D-line and offenses and defenses. This chemistry of this O-line I've seen been, I can say, almost as good as it was in 2016. I feel like chemistry is a big part of how you win games. I just wanted to throw that out there.
And I agree with you because Bodie's going to chime in here, but I agree with you. Lindstrom, Matthews, and if you keep McGarry, they'd be on the same offensive line for 3 years plus now going on?
Yeah. Very important. Chemistry.
Very important. But Bodie, your thoughts. Caleb McGarry, he's having an outstanding season. Now he's getting the recognition that he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, man?
It's like this. When it comes into, like you said, if I'm the GM, I'm thinking about a lot of things. I'm thinking about, one, is Caleb just putting his all because it's contract year?
Right.
Contract year production is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen too many players ball the fuck out before they do a new contract.
No.
Sign another one and forgot everything they did the year before. I have that leverage because I can say, okay, well, you've been pretty below average for the past 4 years or however long. They didn't pick up his option, right? So it's been
not yet.
This is the fourth year. The 5th year option they didn't pick up is what I'm saying.
No.
So this is his 4th year. He's been pretty below average for 3 years. His 4th year, he comes in and
as your starter though on that line, even though he was not Jalen Mayfield bad, but he was.
He just wasn't what he should be as a first
pushing.
round.
Yeah.
He was a first round draft pick. He's been a passable starter, but not the best. Now he comes in,
and then you get to the contract year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing.
I'd like to add what Bodie's saying as well. Let's think back to McGarry though, as throughout his training camps. A lot of those training camps, McGarry was hurt. He had surgery that 1 year on his heart, or that heart surgery, and then this is your first full training camp with McGarry healthy and 100% the whole offseason.
Yeah.
Also, he's played every game this year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think he missed a game.
Contract year showing up for some of these players now, I must say.
Right.
One time for the fan, Bodie, Chase, we love talking Falcons football. And we love talking Falcons football with Falcons fans. So let's get to the Falcons fans on this little hot take before we get to the next segment, before we wrap it up and get up out of here. Because we're bringing the party to New Orleans. Is that what they do down there? What about the defense? Any shake up there? I understand the D is banged up. Is any of the injury going to be ready to play Sunday? Go Falcons. We'll get the injury report for Wednesday's show. Falcons hit the field tomorrow morning. Rain, snow, sun, tornado. No, I'm just saying. Falcons will hit the field tomorrow. We'll get a chance to find out what is going on at Flowery Branch. I'm sure some news with Elijah Wilkinson will come out this week. I'm sure some news more with Desmond Ridder will come out this week. But I'm ready to go. Chase, are you packed?
Not yet, but it'll be coming soon.
Okay. I saw you just placed that order for Walmart at Instacart. They said they're going to drop it off Saturday, so you might want to go pick it up.
Bodie said he's going to drop it off early, like Thursday.
Sheesh.
Shit.
Out of your Falcon mind. Very excited to see what we got in this. Looking for the offense to open up some more. It's just because way too predictable with Marcus. If he can be the guy, that's a salary cap cheat code. Yeah. Falcon fans, when it comes to the offense, remember we talked about you don't have to change what's already been working. Mm-hmm. Ritter's on the sideline with it. He's in the meetings, the huddles, the virtual calls, the everything, the training, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think they made the switch because they knew through so much right now behind the scenes, which you don't see, he's ready to go. Maybe what you don't see behind the scenes, and I'm sure players won't talk about it. You're not going to come into the media week 14, week 12. Hey, man, that Ridder guy's been going crazy in practice, dog. You got to play him. Players ain't talking about that. You don't hear this stuff. It's a bond. You know what I'm saying? And what stays in the locker room stays in the locker room. But obviously, if you felt like Ridder wasn't ready, you would have kept Mariota going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ridder obviously was been showing up somewhat, somehow at practice, going quick. I'm talking about probably going slap. Maybe throwing a 50, 60, 70 yard ball. Who knows? But I will say, if he gets a chance to open up that arm on Sunday and you see some new plays down the field, you're going to look and say, Mariota would have missed that. He would have missed that throw.
You're going to see some differences. It's going to happen. They're two different quarterbacks. Otherwise, they're running.
Yeah.
You know, I think Ridder has the better arm talent.
Mm-hmm. Which goes off of what I just said. What changes from the run game from a quarterback? Hike, boom. RPO. It's the same play, right?
Yeah, none of that.
Same play. It's just a different quarterback running the read, except for when I
air that bitch out.
It's going to where it needs to get to. That's what we saw in college. That's what we saw in preseason. We have to see it now Sunday against the Saints. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving the Falcons fans that hope.
O-line,
that energy.
For our boy.
We're finna pull up in New Orleans for Desmond Ridder. Fans looking at us like, y'all down here for Ridder? We down here for the team.
Before.
Thank you.
Say it again, Chase?
Said I got caught me in number 4 jersey.
Yeah, put the Mariota jersey back, don't you?
Never bought it.
Vincent said, what's up, gents? Vincent, you got your tickets to New Orleans? You've been in here going crazy on Mariota the past couple of days. The past couple of shows, you've been in here going slap on Mariota. Then after we finished the show the other night, the news comes out about Ridder. You going with us, man?
Come on down.
We gonna be there.
Extra seat on the plane, big dog. It was for the W coming back, but you can just hold the W in your lap. One time for the fan. We eating them W's. Gosh. I know his preseason play was against 2s and 3s, but some of the decisions he made were starter level and throwing guys open.
His pocket
see Marcus doing that.
No, you don't see that. That's the thing. And yeah, you see, like you said, it was against 2 and 3s, but you can see how his pocket presence is. You can see his posture, his footwork. All that shit Mariota wasn't doing, bro. Like it was
the field,
throwing people open, getting the pass in front of people. Yeah, you don't. Mariota doesn't do that. It's not happening. So,
when people mention the 2s and the 3s, and shout out to Out of My Falcon Mind, but I'm just going off of like how other fans mention this. Right? Mm-hmm. What is Darren Hall on the roster? Is he the one?
Right now he is shit.
I'm saying though, is he the number one?
No, I don't know. It's like a 3.
He's not the one. He's like
3.
3.
Yeah, he's definitely a 3.
Troy Anderson 2.
Yeah, he'd be a 2.
Arnold Ebiketie.
That's a 1, man.
It's your 1.
Right now he's a 2. Yeah.
So when fans look like, and when the fans say it in the preseason, well, he was throwing against 2s and 3s. You know, these players are playing
NFL stars
in the league. Guess that preseason is kind of like that watered down ball where a lot of these players, some of them are fighting for jobs. Some of them are like, you know.
Yeah, but
my last game playing football. I got my kids up there.
Ritter was playing. He was playing with 2s and 3s as well. So
yeah,
he definitely was.
Real, though, like when he says 2s and 3s, I mean, let's be real. Like starters are starters for a reason.
Right, no doubt.
That's true. Starters are starters for a reason. But the biggest thing about this comment is the decisions he made were starter level.
Yep,
absolutely.
That's what's so big about the comment. Fans will look at it as
and they also said throwing guys open. The play wasn't always there. Ritter made the play.
That's true. Some starter level decisions, but some fans look at it as, well, he was playing against preseason bums. Well, some of those guys are playing right now in the NFL. A lot of those guys you saw for the Falcons too. Don't call them the preseason bums because we had some preseason guys who made the roster too.
Yeah.
And the Lions were lighting them up too. The Jets were lighting them up too in preseason. But what the biggest thing about this comment is that the starter level decisions that Desmond made in preseason that has fans so excited going forward. And it's going to have me excited to know it's 4 quarters of Desmond Ritter on Sunday. Yeah. And if that playbook was so electric enough to put that many points on the board, the missed opportunities, the missed throws, the inaccurate passes should be cleaned up now with Desmond Ritter at your quarterback.
Speaking of a whole 4 quarters, I believe Ritter played was it full 3 quarters against the Jaguars? Mm-hmm. And our score was, I believe Ritter put up, as a whole offense, we put up 24 or 28 points with Ritter. So he can definitely put up points.
One time for the fan, Willie P says, I'm riding with Ritter. Willie P, are you going down to New Orleans? We got to know.
Yeah, Huntley did get hurt, right?
Damn, he got hurt too.
Yeah, Huntley did get hurt.
That's tough.
Huntley was walking around fine after the Steelers game, though. I talked to him.
Not that.
Held that on the back pass. Oh, the back pass when they said that should have been Mariota's last snap when he did the back pass, the upside down Falcon throw.
Yeah, the ass pass. Ass pass. That's what it is.
Jermaine, living life Davis says, I'm ready for Ritter right now.
Yeah.
Bubba Gump says, hopefully Ritter does the dirty bird after his first career TD. Guy, you got to clean it up too. Got to see them.
The sharp elbows.
They should do celebration where we could bring a fan down at the stands. Like, come here, you come out here and do the dance right now.
Nah, they already know how that's gonna go.
Business that I gave. What's up, buddy?
I was say you already know how that's gonna go. They're gonna get bad with that.
I gave Mariota 5 games. Coach Smith played me. Sheesh. Well, you know what Coach Smith is gonna say? Coach Smith is gonna say it's not fantasy football.
I don't play. I don't play for fantasy football. No.
You know? What you know? It's not fantasy football.
Yeah.
You call what you want to.
You counted us out.
How you want to say?
You counted us out of May.
Just gonna let you know. Come on,
have a fucking good day.
What do you call a good game? So you call a good game? Okay. All right. Well, that's not what I call it.
Yeah. Your rotor obituary. Not dealing with it.
Hey, made a couple plays over here. They make a couple plays over here.
Basically, he said, "Fuck the media."
Remember Quindo, and he was the way he when he and after I saw the ball when the guy came over, he saw talked to you seen him?
Fast and physical. Fast and physical.
What are you talking about, Coach Twin?
Yeah.
Did you win the game or not?
Fast and physical. It's like fast and physical. Fast and physical.
Fast and physical. That's what we're doing. Fast and physical. Fast and physical out here. Win or lose the last 4, Ritter will get his chance next season, but he has to hit the ground running next year. Or it's possible he's replaced in 2024. Let's see how it goes. You know what we're not talking about tonight, and we're not spending time on, but we will talk about it in the offseason, is the Falcons going to entertain the Lamar Jackson talk?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. We have to talk about that because there's a lot of Falcon fans right now like, oh, you got the money. You better go after Lamar Jackson, or this is what you better do. We're going to talk about that in the offseason. We're spending a lot of time on Ritter. We're happy and excited about Ritter, but there's some fans that's like, yeah, number 4 can play. but we got this guy Lamar Jackson out there in Baltimore. We're gonna go after him next year too. I want to get the fans off of that soon. How I'm trying to get the fans away from drafting a quarterback with your first round pick. Trying to get you fans away from that. Hopefully we'll see it in April when it happens. You'll be like, oh, one time for the fan, kept it real. Damn right I did. But I'm just trying to let y'all know. We're spending a lot of time on Ritter. We'll talk about Lamar Jackson in the offseason. We'll talk about that. Should be London. Darby, Bernie at wide receiver because he had more connection with them. It also was preseason. So, of course, you're going to run a lot of players who's trying to make the team a lot more, give them some more reps to see what they're about. And then when the season starts, you can see Cordell Hodge was shining in preseason. Training camp shining too. But when the regular season started, didn't see much of Hodge. A couple plays here and there.
But yeah.
Ritter seemed to have a lot in his career of college, a speedy receiver. My biggest matchup, I'm ready to see Ritter and Zacchaeus work together. I think that's going to be a good matchup.
One thing I can say, Chase and Bodie, that we did all come to agreement with from training camp is the players who will be making the roster. Because we was at training camp. We covered training camp right here on One Time for the Fan, where we was at Flowery Branch. It was like 13 or 14 days of open camp. I believe I was there for 7 days. Chase, you was there for like 5 or 6. 5. And Bodie was there for a half because he had to go back to work that day. So we had to get back in the truck. But I will say that the days that we was up there, we called out Jameer Byrd. We called out Cordero Hodge.
Yeah.
You know, we called out Zacchaeus and Franks and some of these players that we did think would make the 53. You guys said Parker Hesse. I never said Parker Hesse. Parker Hesse is right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel good to know that we did a lot for covering the Falcons for Falcon fans.
Yeah.
But yes, in 2024 or late 2023, we don't know what the decision will be if Ritter can't get the job done. I think he'll be here for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Play up until the end of his rookie contract. I think if he wants to bring us a Super Bowl in Atlanta, damn it, put the pieces around him to go do it.
Yep.
I said before 2027, I would like for Ritter to win it here in Atlanta. I wanted Matt to win it when I seen like year 4, year 5. I was like, oh shit, we're beating the crap out of these teams.
Yeah.
A little bit different now, 12 years later. I want to see Ritter go win it here in Atlanta.
Thank you.
Going to the chat, AJ Thomas said, I see this. Got a cut. God, not Bodie.
Hey, man.
The boy said, hey, little boy.
Calm down, man. Look at that picture, boy. Put that channel away. I don't want to hear it.
AJ Thomas, man, shout out to you for showing up to the stream, man.
Appreciate
hit
it.
the like
Appreciate
button,
the
hit
love.
the share button.
Not here, boy.
Subscribe.
Not here, boy.
Need to subscribe.
Subscribe. We're almost at 250 subscribers. Subscribe. I will cut Mariota and bring him back as a backup. The NFL wasn't banging his door down to bring him back last season, like Bodie said. Arthur Smith did. Be the backup, get free checks every season. You can get Matt Schwab if you want to. Hey, Matt Schwab.
Matt Schwab.
What are you doing right now?
50-year-old noodle arm?
I mean, think about it, though. Mariota can be that guy. He can be that guy that can come in and win you a game if it's – you're up by a touchdown, Ritter does go down. You can depend on Mariota to possibly win that game. I mean, he's won 5 games for us already, so it's not a bad move. Backup quarterback's not a bad move.
Nah.
Joseph Avery. I'm sorry, Bubblegum. I figured there's no way Mariota just gets benched. It won't happen until the bye week to have a few days extra at the earliest. Well, no more Mariota. Or Marietta. I don't feel sorry for Mariota. He brought the benching on himself with inept plays at times. Didn't seem to read defense as well. He was hesitant to pass the ball downfield. Even with the receivers we have, go grits blitz. He's all about defense, Joseph Avery.
Shit,
you see, he talks about defense a lot here in the chat. He's been talking about defense since the preseason.
Defenses win championships.
Joseph was asking us in the preseason and in training camp back on One Time for the Fan, how do we think the front 7 would look? How do we think the defense would look? He was asking us our thoughts back during preseason about the 11 on defense. I think, Joseph, we was pretty spot on with the whole Anthony Rush thing after Vincent Taylor went down and Timothy Horn and some of these players they're trying to bring off the street to be, Falcons. It was a lot going on, Joseph. but he is a diehard Falcon fan. So it's good to have Joseph Avery in the chat with us. The fact that the kid had video footage of the interaction with Ritter, London, and Ebiketie was cool. So
there's a video out. I need to see this video.
So there's a video on Twitter apparently. I seen a little bit of it, but I can't remember the kid's name. But he apparently was the fortune teller to Ritter becoming the next Falcons quarterback here in Atlanta. And he works apparently at some sunglass hut that he won't name, but he showed the video of the sunglass hut. I mean, it's apparently. But he won't name where he works for the sunglass hut. But Arnold Ebiketie, Drake London, and Desmond Ritter walked in, and I guess they were buying some sunglasses. And of course, he was very, excited to see the players because he's a diehard Falcon fan. It's always good to see Falcon players when you're at the stadium, away from the stadium. It's pretty cool. Hey, and then they walk into your job. What's up, man? So of course, like any other Falcon fan, you put on, hey man, y'all gotta get a discount. I'll hook you up, whatever you need, man. I'll look out for you. I would have did the same damn thing too. So apparently, there was a conversation that was had between him and Ritter, and he said, "Hey man, I really can't wait for you to be the quarterback in Atlanta, and your time is coming." Something. I think Ritter turned to him and said, "Oh yeah, man. It's coming. Like it's happening. Like I have to go back and listen to it. I don't want to say the wrong things. I didn't watch the whole video. But if you can find it, Chase, and let me know. I think Lisa might know what's going on.
See if Lisa
but
can
Ritter says to the kid, "Oh yeah, it's happening," or something like that. And I guess days later, Ritter is the quarterback in Atlanta. Ritter, he's the starting quarterback. So I don't know if this kid is using. I mean, the caption of the video says, I guess, how Ritter became the Falcons quarterback or something. But these are Falcon fans. These are the Twitter Falcon fans. I don't know if he's on Facebook, but these are some of the Twitter fans out there. And just trust me, there are two sides of Falcon fans on social media. There are the Facebook, Instagram fans, and there are the Twitter fans. And I tell you,
that's true.
Like gangs of New York out here.
Instagram fans is crazy too, man.
It's like gangs of New York out here. You better pick a side. And when you hear that, who's that at the door, honey? Oh, that's them from the other side. That's them from Facebook. You better pick a side.
Lisa gonna send the clip over.
It's fun to know that Falcon fans gets to get out to be with you're at your job, you're in a supermarket, you're at the mall, and you see a Falcon player. It's just pretty cool, man. Franchise him next year. See if he can do it again. Having his best year out of 5 on his contract year is suspect.
It's sus.
That's why I say you go with the small contract. See if he can continue to do it. And if he don't want a small contract, you may see him walk.
Keep Jalen Mayfield on the sidelines, serving up the Gatorade. Falcon fan, this is news that we haven't brought to you guys, but as we go into next season, and this is quick, Chase Bodie, you heard the information that he got off of the 21-day practice IR.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons designated to not reactivate him.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Mayfield.
It looks as if the draft pick was wasted. You know it. The easiest way to do it is to let that 1 hour of news that hit the media float away.
Yeah.
And the next time you see Jalen Mayfield is March 1st as a free agent in the NFL.
That's crazy. It's only been this is second year supposedly. He didn't play this year at all. So I mean,
it always sucks to have a busted draft pick, but you got to think about who we've drafted and who's on the team now starting that you drafted. And I had to say Arthur and Terry has done a damn good job. Out of all the players we've drafted, I say Mayfield may be the only bust you've had.
Yeah. Hope he does well. They would somewhere else.
Oh, go ahead, buddy. No,
I'll just say I hope he does well in the future.
Yeah.
I think they would keep McGarrett at the right price, no overpay. It's always good when it's in-house first before he hits out the market. So the first team gets the chance to say, hey, look, Caleb, this is what we're going to do. This is the direction we're going in. We feel like you fit it. This is what we'll give you. But then again, you have some team like the Cowboys. They love offensive players. Oh, offensive lineman. Oh, we'll give them $100 million.
Yeah.
2 year deal.
Facts.
Come on over here. Fly a helicopter for you. Like, what's your paint? What's your favorite color? Purple? Right. Purple helicopter. Kill him. I don't want to overpay for a guy that you can get in free agency or the draft. Like Bodie mentioned, his last couple years wasn't the greatest. But contract year, you turn it up.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sus.
Contract year, be careful. That's suspect. Contract deal. If you say, look, it's your last year, you gotta go hard. 25 sacks, Jack Spade last year. You can bet 25
sacks. I mean, really though, if you look at it, I mean, McGarry in the past hasn't been that great offensive lineman, but as far as run blocking, McGarry hasn't been too bad.
No, that's his great point. That's where he's been good at. His pass blocking has been sus. It's been probably really bad. So.
See you there, Lisa.
That's the thing. It wasn't
Thursday. Go ahead.
What's the name? Our pass rusher who got like 15 sacks, Vic Beasley. Wasn't he on a contract year when he got that?
No, that was his
the extension.
Year.
No, that's the rookie.
That wasn't his rookie year.
No.
It was the year after his rookie year, his second year.
Second year.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. He wasn't on a contract year, but yeah, he
and then he hit the farm the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't what we thought it was gonna be. So.
What a bummer, man. What a bummer.
Clayton Murray.
Bum? Yeah, you're right. A bum.
Getting ready to wrap up here shortly. We just need to win out. Sucks, Aints, and the Panthers need to lose 2 games. Home field, wild card game. Come on, Ritter, show us your magic. Mister, I'm going to win a Super Bowl in Atlanta. And don't forget, Falcons fans, it's 4 games left in the year. If Ritter doesn't get us a Super Bowl, I don't want you to see how bashing him in the offseason. Leave his Instagram alone.
Yeah, no doubt. Nobody wants to play for a team like that.
But as he mentioned about winning out, this is big because today the Bucks lost.
Fashionably.
Crazy.
They lost, and they lost big. 35-7.
Damn, they scored. Fuck, I wanted them to have 0.
The game has been over for about 3 hours now, and apparently, I just got a tweet. The 49ers just scored again. 35-7. The 49ers defeat the Bucks. Of course, the Aints are on a bye week, but here's the problem.
In his hometown.
The Panthers won.
Yeah.
And with the Panthers winning in this division that's just been so sorry this year, the Panthers now have moved into second place in the NFC South. The Falcons now fall to third. The Saints are fourth, and the Bucks are first, which, as you can see, is pretty much one game pretty much separating damn near everybody right now in the division.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think that the Panthers are tied with you or ahead of you now.
It's embarrassing, too, as well. Because we can go back, and we don't have much time, but we'll talk about it on Wednesday. We have some special guests here that we'll talk about some of the things that the Falcons did wrong this season. But the Saints game is one. You could have had the Rams win as 2. The execution against the Bengals in the first half was just awful. The Panthers game third. I'm going to get to it.
Yeah.
Oh, the fumble with the charge. I'm going to get to it. Tampa Bay has Cincinnati, at Arizona, Carolina, and Atlanta coming up next. Atlanta has the Saints at Baltimore, Arizona at home, and Tampa Bay at home coming up next. The Panthers have Pittsburgh, Detroit, at Tampa Bay, and at New Orleans coming up next. And New Orleans has Atlanta, at Cleveland, at Philly, and at Carolina coming up next. Here's the stupid part, Falcon fans. Yes, the title of this show is You Still Have a Chance. Problem is, you messed up a lot of your earlier chances this year to be ahead of a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
Too many times.
Now you go back and look at it. And Bodie, please talk about it. Chime in. You go back and you look at it. If the Saints game was a win, if that Panthers Thursday night was a win, if that Chargers game was a win, these are the games I'm at least give you guys.
Steelers game.
more than 75% opportunity to win that game. You could have had the Steelers game. Oh, the Commanders. You could have had the Steelers game. You could have had the Commanders game. You could have had the Rams game. You could have had the Saints game. That's
Chargers.
4. Could have had 5 games right now. You should have won. Yep. If you want to be all right, if you want to go play like you're playing spades, I'll take away a book. 4 games right now. You should have won. You should already be sitting ready for the playoffs right now with a game possibly to lose in the next 4 and not care about it. Maybe 2 games to lose in the next 4 and not care about it because the division is so ass behind you. If you would have won those games, you would have no problem to worry about.
Be sitting comfortably in the first place.
Sitting comfortably. But now we go down to the last 4 games in the division. You have the 6 and 7 Bucks, the 5 and 8 Panthers. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take it back. The Falcons are tied for second, and they're sitting in second right now. 2 different reports. There's a one standing. Apparently, ESPN had it, or was that ESPN? They had the Falcons at 3rd, and the Panthers at 2nd. Right here,
the Panthers, right?
Yeah, it's a 3. We're both sitting at point 348 or something like that.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. We'll get because we're diehards. Yeah, it's Bucks second. It's Bucks first, 6 and 7. Falcons second, 5 and 8. Panthers 3rd, 5 and 8. Saints are ass, 4 and 9. Elimination game mounts for the Falcons and the Aints on Sunday because you're going to go down there and eliminate the Aints from the NFL.
Sell the team. Hashtag sell the team.
Hawks rookie AJ Griffin hits buzzer beater to beat the Heat.
Wow. I gotta watch it.
And whoever this AJ Griffin kid from, I think he's from Duke. Boy. Oh my gosh. Hey. AJ Griffin is becoming a player you got to look at now and be like, do we got to pay this guy?
Bro. Yeah. He's a rookie, though. So
he's a rookie, but he's going crazy out there.
He's going crazy. Shout out AJ Griffin.
I still think the Falcons have a big shot at winning the division. It's a week before Falcons Saints. This time next week, there is no show because we'll be on the way back from New Orleans. I think we might have to do a Monday show. I can't wait from Wednesday to Wednesday. We have to do a Monday show. Chase, Bodie, we have to do a Monday show. We'll be back from New Orleans already. We got to talk about what happened in New Orleans, talk about what happened in the division, because this time next week we can know a lot. Should we talk about the upcoming season and draft? Or should we talk about what do we have to do to beat the Ravens because we have another shot at the playoffs?
Sunday we're
the crazy
one
thing
week
is the
away
Ravens are
from
down
changing.
2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks.
They're down 2 quarterbacks.
You beat the Saints, you move on, and now you have a winnable game in Baltimore to where you're going to come back to the Benz and possibly have another winnable game against the Cardinals.
I'm telling you, we got 9 lives. We got 9
I hate
lives.
that we have to go down to the last couple games of the year to talk about this shit. Because you should have taken care of business earlier in the year. But it's exciting to know that at 5 and 8, you sitting over there like, so when it's gonna be a playoff implication game at 5 and 8. That sucks. But you got to roll with what they give you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We got to go down there in New Orleans like, hey, if we win this game, we're still in the playoff talk. They're gonna be like, you're 6 and 8.
Better than you.
It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be like, we're gonna beat y'all ass though.
Better than them.
One of them 6 wins is against y'all. It's gonna happen. One time for the fan. Teams have to lose out. You have to win out. Carolina does play their division foes coming up. We play ours coming up too as well. But Falcon fans still have hope. The crazy thing is, 1 week determines what the title of the show will be. Will it be we have hope going to play Baltimore because it's still playoff dreams? Or who y'all looking at in the draft? Can't believe we're down to this, but we had a great time here on One Time for the Fan. We're going to end this year with a bang. We're going to have a great time. I believe New Year's is on that Sunday, right? New Year's Day.
New Year's Day?
Yeah. So after the Arizona game.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have a show after the Arizona game. So it's gonna be fun, y'all. And hopefully we have that information to let y'all know what's going on too as well. Falcon fans, you know we're going crazy in the chat. Philip Crawford's here. Willie P is up in here. Willie P said he'll be here Friday. Pulling up to New Orleans.
Oh, it's gonna be lit.
One time for the fan. You already know what it is. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Always talking Falcons football. We went over tonight because we love talking Falcons football with y'all. Pamela Johnson said, "Hello, fellas. What's up, Pamela?"
Hello, Pamela.
Said, "Fuck, I'm late as fuck." Didn't get to say Russell tonight. Just don't yell it at the games when you see him on the sideline. He gonna,
hey man,
you 225 row 2.
Get him out of here.
3. Get him out of here. My boy Bubba Gump said, "Hell no to Lamar." Y'all want to go back down that same south? I don't want to get to it.
That's a whole nother show.
That whole show gonna be dedicated to Lamar Jackson. Do you want Lamar Jackson? Yes or no? That's the whole entire show. We're bringing the party to New Orleans Wednesday. I'll post a little video for y'all about what's going on there in New Orleans. I know a lot of people's never been there before. So
just something real quick about the Lamar thing. You got to think about other teams that are going to be looking at Lamar as well. That's possibly in the division.
The bidding war starts off at $200 million. Where will it end up? One time for the fan. Bringing the party to New Orleans. Chase is there. Bodie's there. Boo Man is there. Rise Up Tour is there. If you didn't know, Rise Up Tour, one time for the fan. All the Falcon fans who make traveling to away games great is going to be throwing one of the biggest meet and greets down in New Orleans. So if you haven't heard about it, hit me up. If you go to New Orleans and you want the details, hit me up. But you will be seeing one time for the fan in New Orleans this weekend. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Please, if this is your first time here, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 250 subscribers, and we're almost there. But it takes you all to get us to 250 subscribers. So please, please, please tag a Falcons friend, tag your Falcons family, and let's have a good one, y'all. Let's enjoy this week, hate week against the Aints. We're going down to the Bayou next weekend. We're going to bust their ass. Yeah, it is what it is. Before we get up out of here tonight, Bodie, any shout-outs?
Man, shout out to Chase. He pressure washed the hell out of my house, bro. That shit was great. Damn. I mean, you did leave a little dirt spot on the other side, but
gosh,
we'll talk about that.
I can't pay you for that.
Chase. I might need his help.
Can you send me those pictures? Because that's not the pictures he sent me.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all been here. Y'all been supporting. I appreciate y'all support. Like we still here. Shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to Desmond Ridder, man. He finna show the fuck up and he finna show the fuck out. So, shit. That's it, man. Rise up.
Rise up. Chargers, Dolphins right now doesn't mean nothing for us. Don't even care. But it's on TV. It's football. I will say, even at the bye week, got a chance to watch some football today, and I was like, it's kind of weird with the Falcons not playing. But then I'm home, and I'm like, okay, I got to pack for New Orleans. I got to do this. And I'm like, no, I don't. You know? But it's kind of weird for a bye week. But, Chase, any shout-outs?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Win or lose, we're gonna be here talking about the Falcons, so might as well go on and subscribe, help us out a little bit. It's all free. Shout out to y'all boys, hell of a show. Shout out to Boo Man, wherever he's directing traffic at. But shout out to Lisa for the Ritter clip. She just came through with that video. So shout out to the real Falcon fans, man. That's all I got.
One time for the fan. Love talking Falcons football with everybody.
Shit.
And Wednesday's show is going to be lit. We got special guest, Big Low Country Sports, pulling up with us to talk Falcons football. Of course, when Big Country come through, he gonna keep it real with us. Hopefully, we get a Superman chat. You never know. But if not, we're gonna have a good time hanging out with Mr. Big Country. And we might have another special guest on Wednesday show too as well. Hopefully, I can get that finalized. And we can load up on special guests who love talking Falcons football on Wednesday night. But otherwise than that, shout out to everybody who's been supporting the chat. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting One Time for the Fan and the Falcons. We're going to be here. We're going to talk Falcons football. I'm with y'all. We win, I'm here. We lose, I'm here. Off season, I'm here. And we're going to keep it real. So appreciate all the support. Bigelow Country said, we going in.
Yes, sir.
That's a Superman chat. Bigelow Country Sports is going to be in the building Wednesday. Can't wait to have him back on the show, man. And plus, he'll be in New Orleans too as well. So you never know. We might have to sit down with some drinks and cut the live on and talk.
Might have to cut the live on.
You gotta pull up.
Oh yeah,
do a live show. You never know.
And Bigelow Country, I'll send you the place for dinner Friday, man. I'll send you the place where we're heading up for dinner in New Orleans on Friday. One Time for the Fan, Bigelow Country Sports, sitting down talking football. You know what I'm saying? Pamela Johnson said, me and my friend Bree will be there Friday. Already have a ticket to the game. We ready for the road trip. You already know we ready.
Everybody's gonna be there, man. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to everybody. Jeff Wolf, you're late. You can head back in your car and head back to the house. Rise up, guys. Tampon. Suck it.
Yeah.
Say yes, sir. Send it to me. Shout out. That's it. One time for the Falcons. One time for Chase. One time for Bodie. One time for these FIFA players who might go yell out in Spanish. And I'm still learning it. So, if I don't say it correctly, they're going to cuss me out.
You're going to say something like, dip your foot in ranch sauce.
They're going to say, who is that mother over there saying this word? Shit. It don't mean this word. Google Translate, mother. You understand? So that's how it works in my book. But One Time for the Fan is always here talking Falcons football every Wednesday, every Sunday. And we love talking Falcons football with y'all. We'll see y'all back Wednesday night on our going to New Orleans road trip. Spectacular podcast event.
Buddy, you better bring the motherfucking chain out to New Orleans.
I'm bringing it.
You gotta have the chain.
I ain't wore it since the Saints game because I've been so pissed off.
Hold on, let me get like them Saints fans make a bunch of noise like they do in the stadium.
But yeah, it's coming. It's coming back to New Orleans.
We all gotta rip the chain.
So remember, guys, practice your trash talk for New Orleans. Remember, has to be coordinated, right? One Time for the Fan. I know you want to play Overcooked, don't you? You want to put on an Xbox, don't you? Yeah, I know you do. I know. You do, don't you? Yeah, they want to play Overcooked. So, holla at y'all.
Yeah, man.
One time for everybody. There he is.
One time for the fan.
All right, there he is. All right, you should put on your Falcons outfit next time. Not the Ninja Turtle. One time for the fan, y'all. Holla at y'all. Chase, Bodie, Boo Man, whenever you get off work. One time for the fan.
Yes, sir. Rise up.
All right.
Biaw. Hit him with the biaw. Biaw. No, not that, man. Like, push the camera. I like y'all.
Bye.